here are 7 tips that will help your cruise to be the best one yet. On the Disney cruise, room service is available 24/7. So at any point, call them up, tell them what you want. The only exception is on disembarkment day. Room service is not available that morning. Disney Cruise Line's room service ranges from you can get a full-on meal or a snack, or of course, the infamous Mickey bars, which some people literally order just that. Room service is free of charge. There is no additional cost for ordering anything off the room service menu. All they ask is that you tip the person who brings it to you. Now, my tip in regards to using room service is to use it in the morning, especially the morning when you have an early time for your excursion. When we were in Jamaica, our call time for our excursion was 7 a.m., which was very, very early. Although Cabanas was open, and they do open, I believe, at 6 a.m., we really wanted to take advantage of getting ready while kind of nibbling on something so we could get out the door as soon as possible. We didn't have to go up to Cabanas and find somewhere to sit and get in the long lines that may have been there first thing in the morning. My second tip for a first-time Disney cruiser is to be prepared for the theme nights that happen while you're sailing. So they usually have a pirate night, and they also have a formal night for sailings that are, I believe, 5 nights or more. We knew about formal nights, so we came prepared for that. We had our dresses, and my husband had a jacket and tie, as well as my son. We did not know about pirate night. We had heard about it, but we did not know the extreme that the costumes were going to be lit. Like, everyone had on some type of pirate costume, and we felt a little bit left out. Even though we had our bandana on, I know that for our next cruise, I am ordering a full-on costume for all of us. I know for some of the Marvel or Pixar cruises, they have a different theme night. So check that out and make sure that you have your costume if you want to wear them. They are not required. Not everyone will have a costume on, but if you really want to get into it, then I would just say make sure that you have what you need. For formal night, some people literally come dressed in prom dresses. Like, they look like they're going to a gala, and that's fine. Some men have on tuxedos, and they look great. You can determine for you or your family how casual or formal you want to dress, but just be aware of the night that it's occurring so that you pack accordingly. My third tip is to allow Disney Cruise Line to choose your stateroom for you to save some money. Now, this tip will be based on your preference, of course. If you know that you like the midship versus the forward, or you like the back of the boat or a certain side of the boat, if you are very specific about where you want your stateroom to be, then I would not recommend this for you. However, if you are like me, and it was my first cruise, I didn't know, and I noticed that allowing them to pick my stateroom would save me $900, we just went with that. So what happens is you will say, hey, Disney, select my room, and I'll pay way less money for doing so. Usually it's somewhere between $500 and $1,000 that you'll save by allowing them to select your rooms. Of course, you will not know the number of your stateroom until much closer to embarkment date. We didn't find out our stateroom number until a week before. That was fine for us, but if you want to research the room and learn more about it, you're not going to be able to do so. I've heard of some people finding out like 2 to 3 days before they got on board the boat. So you do have to have a bit of flexibility and leniency when it comes down to this, but you will get a stateroom in the category that you selected. So for us, we selected guaranteed veranda room, and that's what we received. Our room was located roughly midship. It said forward, but it was quite close to the middle of the boat. We were right next to the elevators. We had a beautiful veranda room, and honestly, I feel like it was worth the risk, some may say, because it wasn't like we were given like a shabby room or anything like that. The location of the room was great, and we saved money. Guaranteed stateroom selection is available for insight rooms, ocean view rooms, and veranda rooms. I know that not all of the sailings have this choice. I know we had it on our last sailing, but when I went to book a sailing over the summer on the Wish, I didn't see guaranteed stateroom as an option. So it's available on some cruise ships based on availability. The crew and staff on Disney Cruise Line are fantastic. They are phenomenal. They really go out of their way to make sure that you're having the best vacation ever. The gratuity situation on DCL is pretty much built in. So on the second night before you get off of the boat, you're gonna receive a bill. It looks like an invoice pretty much. We got ours, housekeeping gave it to us. It was on our bed. And it's a breakdown of how much gratuity I don't want to say you owe because you do not have to pay it. If you are pleased with the service, this is how much they suggest. Gratuity is charged based upon room occupancy. So if I have 4 people in my room, I'm going to be charged a lot more or suggested a lot more money than the stateroom that has 2 people in it. The gratuities will cover your stateroom host. So that's the person who's coming into your room every day, twice a day, to clean your room, refresh all of your supplies. For us, they pulled the bed down, the bunk bed down for our kids. And it will also include your wait host, like the person who, kind of like the maitre d', will come around, make sure everything's okay, your head waiter, and this person's assistant. Now, you have a choice. If you want the total to remain the same and you want that person to receive the suggested amount, just leave as is, and they will charge it to your credit card before you get off the boat. If you wish to change it for whatever reason, you might want to add more money to it because you thought the service was so superb. Or you may want to decrease the amount based on the service that you received. If this is the case for you, you go down to guest services and talk to them, and they will make the adjustments based on what you want to give the person. As I said before, it's not an obligation, but I feel like they deserve it. The staff that we had were so good. We actually gave them a little bit extra, but we gave them extra in an envelope, which you can do as well. You can give them cash, but if you didn't want to, you can just adjust it through the guest services process. I'm specifically talking about gratuities in this tip video because a lot of people may not know about it. So before you set sail and you spend too much money at the bar or the gift shop, I think it's good for you to budget for gratuities for sure. This is a major one. So much of what you're going to do on the cruise ship requires the DCL app. You will be using this app before you even step foot on the cruise ship. For your online check-in process, to book excursions, to make a dining room change, for selecting your time. So much of what you will do on the boat requires the app. All of the attractions and all of the onboard entertainment will show up on the app. So you'll know what time things begin, where to go on the boat. It just gives you a real rundown of that. I know in the past, boats have done a printout copy where you can kind of read where to be, but a lot of places are doing away with that and everything is on the app. I will also say, please check the app for opening and closing times of the pools, of certain fast food restaurants, of character meet and greets. A lot of times people think, okay, the pool was open at 10 a.m. yesterday and it closed at 10 p.m. today, so it must be the same every day. And it is not. They do make adjustments, especially for the water slide. For us, the aqueduct, it opened a lot later when we were in port, so it didn't open until 1 p.m. versus when we were at sea, it opened at 10 o'clock. So these are all things that are available to you on the app. It saves you from having to go up in the elevator or climb up the stairs when you can just check it from the app in your stateroom. If you know that photos are important to you and you're going to want to take professional photos in some capacity, whether it's 10 photos or 200, I would say buy the DCL photo package. It costs less money if you purchase it before you get on board. For whatever reason, the Disney effect of it all, they do charge you more once you are on board, and more being like $50 to $100 more. So I would say get your savings if you know you're gonna get in line for those pictures. The lines aren't even that long. It was a great experience for us. Definitely look into purchasing the Photo Pass package. We ended up getting the unlimited photo package, which I didn't even think we needed. There was no way in my head that we were gonna take all of these pictures, but we did. They were very easy to come by. The photographers are everywhere, and they're really good. We have some wonderful professional pictures of us as a family, individual shots, pictures of my kids with the characters. So I found the Unlimited Pass package to be worth it. And the fact that we saved some money because we purchased it before the cruise, I think is a great tip to pass on to all of you. I realized that there is so much to see and do on a Disney cruise, and you may feel the need to keep up with everything or always be on the go or sit by the pool. But one thing that I did on my cruise as first-time DCL cruiser was to sit on our veranda with a drink, put my feet up, and enjoy the beauty of where we were sailing. So what I'm encouraging you to do is take in the view. Be in the moment, be grateful, express gratitude, and say, wow, life is good, even if it's just for one moment. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. In my next video, I will be breaking down the online check-in process for Disney Cruise Line. Because yes, there are a few steps that you have to do before you get onto the boat. So if you are not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Just click the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.